Sometimes, celebrities just have to put rude interviewers in their place. Whether it's prying into their personal lives, making inappropriate comments, or just being flat-out disrespectful, these reporters learned the hard way that some stars won't tolerate nonsense. We're kicking off our list with Matthew McConaughey. The actor was just trying to share a wholesome story about his friend, tennis champion Novak Djokovic.
I was happy to be in his box, got to sit behind his parents, which was really awesome to see them when he brings them up and where they started.
Isn't he
An anti-vaxxer?
I believe so, yeah. Just so you know.
Bahar then tried to trap McConaughey in a political debate, asking whether he could ever win an election while being anti-gun.
Do you think you could get elected in Texas being anti-gun?
Do I think I could get elected in Texas being anti-gun? One thing about if me in politics is to give you a direct statement right there is be playing a game that I'm not interested in playing.
Okay.
To give you a direct statement right there.
And just like that, Bihar's trap was completely neutralized. Even Tom Cruise has his limits. When an interviewer brought up his past marriage to Nicole Kidman, things got real awkward, real fast.
Was Nicole the love of your life?
What do you mean, Peter?
You were married for 10 years.
Listen, we raised children.
Cruise tried to be polite at first, but when the interviewer kept pushing, he finally had enough.
And do you have a relationship where you talk, it's a parenting relationship, and talk professionally about each other's work?
Listen, here's the thing, Peter. Yeah. You're stepping over a line now. You're stepping over a line. You know you are.
I suppose they're questions, Peter, that people want to know.
Peter, you want to know. Take responsibility for what you want to know. Don't say what other people. This is a conversation that I'm having with you right now.
You're right.
Okay, so I'm just telling you right now, okay? Just put your manners back in.
Michael B. Jordan had an awkward encounter when a journalist interviewing him just happened to be a former high school bully.
And, we know each other. We go way back all the way to Chad Science in Newark, okay?
The corny kid, right?
No, I did not say that. Misquoted for sure. No, you did not hear me say. I said we used to make fun of the name. But yeah, he is obviously killing things out here.
Never, and I mean never, try to lecture Gordon Ramsay about food. One journalist made the mistake of complaining about a steak at one of Ramsay's restaurants. And what happened next?
It's really weird for you to give me a piece of paper. And when you say, am I satisfied that it's a good steak, you have to be a little bit more honest with me on that one. What are you trying to get at?
Brutal. The reporter tried to argue, but Ramsay just shook his head. Game over.
But you asked for the steak to be cooked well done.
And is that a well done steak?
Oh, come on. What is this? I mean, where can you, keep on rolling. For legal reasons, this is absolutely crucial. But how sad is this, that you asked for a steak to be cooked well done, okay? Now, whatever quality of beef it is, it's gone past any form of taste when you've cooked it well done. So you present me with a picture, God bless you, and you say, is that right? I don't eat steak well done. That's your prerogative because you're the customer. But unfortunately, you're never going to identify the quality of a beef when the steak is well cooked. So I'm really sorry to piss on your bonfire, but it's a bit of a stupid question. Thank you. Can I give you a paper back?
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Thank you very much.
I thought it was an intelligent interview.
Now let's talk about a moment that aged terribly, when David Letterman relentlessly mocked Lindsay Lohan about rehab.
Aren't you supposed to be in rehab now? And how long will you be in rehab?
3 months.
How many times have you been in rehab?
Several.
And how will this time be different? What are they rehabbing, first of all? What is on their list? What are they going to work on when you walk through the door?
We didn't discuss this in the pre-interview.
No.
Lohan tried to laugh it off, but when Letterman kept pushing and pushing, she finally called him out.
You have to be in rehab May 2nd. Are you going to be there? You'll be there, right? Who's taking you to rehab? You don't want to talk about that either, right? When you go to the rehab, what do they do?
We're here for a movie.
We have to what?
Let's stay on the positive.
Oh,
aside from that side of the positive.
Yeah, all right.
Up next, we have Jonah Hill, who was absolutely done with body-shaming interviewers. Jonah Hill is an incredibly talented actor, but for some reason, interviewers always felt the need to comment on his weight rather than his work.
Jonah, do you think it's important to be unattractive to be funny? Can skinny people be funny?
What the
man. You know, I don't understand. Can you just ask a normal question?
Are you the fat guy in Hollywood still, or is everybody like look at you and they're like, oh wow, you know, this is great. Now you're healthy.
Do you have any other questions that are smart?
First of all, you smell good, which is surprising.
Why is that
I
surprising?
don't know. I just wouldn't think of a guy who would have a nice scent on, and it
That's
seems
such a
you do.
I'm gonna really work hard to not take that as a shot. You know what I mean?
We all know Megan Fox is gorgeous, but that doesn't mean she deserves to be treated like an object in interviews. One male journalist couldn't stop flirting with her, calling her silly and implying that every man was in love with her.
I don't know if there's I don't know if there's a man alive who's not in love with you in some way.
You're so silly.
You know what am I really?
You're a silly
No,
man.
I'm not silly at all.
You're a silly man in a checkered shirt.
I am not. Wow.
You can see in her face that she's not into it. She tries to be polite, but she's visibly uncomfortable.
So now I think you're flirting with me. I'm kidding.
Oh, dude.
Now, if there's one actor you don't want to mess with, it's Tom Hardy. When a reporter brought up his sexuality out of nowhere, Hardy wasn't having it.
Your own sexuality seems a bit more ambiguous. Do you find it hard for celebrities to talk to media about their sexuality?
What on earth are you on about? But what is your question?
I was wondering if you find it difficult for celebrities to talk about their sexuality.
I don't find it difficult for celebrities to talk about their sexuality. Are you asking me about my sexuality?
Sure.
Why? Thank you.
Okay.
Next up, we have Anne Hathaway, who had to deal with an interviewer's creepy obsession with her fitness routine. Instead of asking her about her acting, all he cared about was how she got in shape. Anne Hathaway was promoting The Dark Knight Rises, but instead of talking about her performance, the reporter kept pressing her about her diet and workout routines.
You are in phenomenal shape.
Thank you.
You're very
gracious.
You're always in great shape, but you had to make sure you were in perfect shape for this one, didn't you?
It wasn't about being in perfect shape. It was about being able to do the stunts and the fighting perfectly.
Is there a certain regimen you put yourself through in terms of the diet, the workout? What is the feline fitness regime?
A lot. It's all the boring stuff that no one ever wants to do. It's just watch what you eat and get yourself to the gym.
Any particular workout?
Are you trying to lose weight?
Well,
like, what's the deal, man? You look great.
No.
No, seriously. We have to talk about this. What do you want? Are you trying to fit into a cat suit?
Matt Lauer had a reputation for crossing boundaries, and during an interview with Sandra Bullock, he made things downright uncomfortable by repeatedly bringing up her nude scene.
The major thing that's changed since you were here last?
Yes.
I have now seen you naked.
And I'm so sorry about that.
I have seen you naked.
Were you able to sleep afterwards? Why are you looking down?
Bullock tried to keep it professional, but looking back, yikes.
I watched it last night. It is a lot of fun. Did I mention you have a nude scene in this movie?
Pretty much from the time you opened your mouth. Yeah.
Sandra Bullock, come back.
We're down to our final 2 moments. Coming up, Joaquin Phoenix hits his breaking point, and Robert Downey Jr. walks out live. Phoenix was so done with answering the same questions about Joker. At that point, he was just over it.
The movie obviously is about the Joker, but it goes beyond that. It's really about the mental state he was in. Can you tell me a little bit about what research or what kind of what you did to prepare for this? Because this was really an intense performance. What was kind of the process of getting into that mindset?
Isn't this old news? Isn't this old news? I feel like I've talked about this for 6 months.
And finally, Robert Downey Jr. was just trying to promote Avengers when an interviewer started digging into his past struggles.
What I'd really like to ask you about a quote you gave to the New York Times. And I don't want to pry, so if you don't want to talk about it, that's fine. But what you said to the New York Times once was, it was after your incarceration, and you said you can't go from a $2,000 a night hotel suite to a penitentiary and understand it and come out a liberal. Does that mean you're not a liberal, or that you came out of prison not being liberal?
Are we promoting a movie?
You've talked in other interviews again about your relationship with your father and the role of all of that in the dark periods you entered and taking drugs and drinking and all of that. And I just wondered whether you think you're free of all of that, or whether that's still something...
I'm sorry, I really don't. What are we doing?
Well, I'm just asking questions, that's all.
Right.
Okay, that's okay.
Bye.
Thank you guys.
I'm sorry.
Take your mic.
It's okay.
Yeah, you're right.
And with that, he walked out. Absolute legend.